I'm Jessie from Jonesin Cake, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about hand painting on cookies. There's lots of different ways to get started with this. You can use parchment paper, works best, or wax paper, and simply trace the picture onto your parchment. So let's pretend it was this blob here. And then you take the cookie, and I didn't mention this, but the cookie is actually laid on with fondant. So I'm using fondant as my medium to paint on. So to get your picture off the wax paper, you're just going to take a little bit of shortening, just a little bit, and moisturize the fondant. Just pat it on there. And then you're going to take the picture that you traced, our blob, and you're going to push it down onto your cookie, like so. Take your pencil, or it can be the end of a paintbrush, doesn't matter, and you're just going to go back over and trace that picture. When you lift the wax paper, it should have made a slight indentation. The darker pencil you use, the better it'll transfer. So you might be wondering right now what kind of paints to be using. Food coloring is what we're using. These are all edible, 100%. So I would take my color, and just a little bit goes a super long way. So just drop your color into your palette, and I like to use pure lemon extract. It evaporates as soon as it hits the air. Vodka is your other option, and that is alcohol as well, so it evaporates quickly. Water doesn't work because water doesn't evaporate and it won't dry, and you'll have tacky, sticky cookies forever and ever, and packaging will be a nightmare. So I would just put a minute amount as well. You don't need much. A little bit goes very far. Okay, and then take your paintbrush, the one that you want to mix with, give that a little bit of a mix, and now you've got a wonderful painting consistency. Of course, if you want to thicken that up, you can use glycerin, or what I'll do is I'll work straight out of the color cap. So I won't even dilute it, because you're using so much lemon extract, it's going to make it in no matter what to help dry. So I would just use straight color, and then it gives me more of a thicker consistency than the lemon extract does. Okay, so I've decided to show you how to start painting Joni Mitchell. Get a little container of vodka, and this is actually the medium I use to manipulate my paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just literally start putting the vodka around. See how when I pull, the color comes with it. So this is when you can start to really get fine details. Just keep blending and pushing and moving the colors until you've really found the look you're going for. Different mediums will give you different looks, and then when you're all finished, you'll get a cookie that comes out a little more detailed than what I've started here with. Okay, so another really cool technique that you can do on cookies with fondant are patterns. And I take a stencil, any stencil that you love the pattern from. So you lay it onto the cookie, push, and the shortening will hold your stencil so that you can work without it moving. You can use the color, the paint. I like dusts because it's much more exact. And I'm just going to literally fill in the stencil. Blue up here. This is looking very 70s inspired. So once you've filled in your pattern, you're just going to slowly remove your stencil, and voila, beautiful pattern on a fondant cookie. So for the last technique that I'm going to share with you today is stamping. There's so many creative and fun stamps, especially people who do scrapbooking and stamping for card making. So I like to use pens. Add it to your stamp. So just color it in basically like so. You're going to take your fondant cookie, and we're just going to take the stamp put it right onto the cookie, giving it even pressure, and look at that. It evenly transfers on over to the cookie. So there you have it. 3 different techniques that you can go ahead and try in your own studio or kitchen, and that was hand stamping or using stencils and hand painting. So enjoy, and thanks for watching.